By now, most of you guys should have probably heard about my editor, PJ Martin. He's the guy that does all the subscriber montages. He has my personal cell phone number, and between him and Thomas, they've pretty much helped to make my channel what it is. Obviously, it's my personality and the way I do things that have made my channel exactly the way it is, but they've provided the stories basically for a lot of the topics that I've talked about in my videos. So if you've enjoyed a video in the past, there's a good chance that they had something to do with it, unless I actually found the story by myself. But I'm so busy, I really don't have time to do that. So honestly, I depend on you guys a lot to send me this stuff, and these are the two, like, the dudes that have been with me the longest that have really been making sure that I stay up to date on skateboarding media, and they keep up with things that I don't necessarily keep up with. For instance, they watch like the barracks and stuff sometimes. I don't do that, so I have no idea what's going on with that. But basically, I posted an interview from Jenkum by Braden Safransky, and he talks a little bit about how just because there's more money in skateboarding doesn't mean that there's more money going to small skateboarding companies or to authentic skateboard shops or things like that. It's all going to these big corporations, and it's not ending up back in skateboarding. And that's why, while skateboarding is bigger than ever, a lot of our favorite companies are struggling. And he responded to this with, "I'm sick of hearing, but they bring money to skateboarding, slash skateboarding couldn't be where it is without them. No, they use skateboarding to bring money to themselves and don't care who they're taking it from. And as for where skateboarding is right now, it's not anywhere big or special. There's like one extra televised contest a year. Skateboarding is more well known now because of the internet. It literally has nothing to do with Nike buying everything. The bigger than ever shit is a lie. Kids in every town didn't used to be able to see skateboarding unless they had a shop, because there was no YouTube. Nike and Adidas have skate shoes. Having skate shoes was not the thing that exposed all of these kids to skateboarding." And then he tells me that I should talk about this in a video, and he's right, I should, because a lot of people don't understand that. They think Nike and Adidas being a part of skateboarding is what caused this massive growth in skateboarding, but that's not true at all. It was YouTube. And it really is. It's YouTube that did it. It's the internet in general, but really it's mostly YouTube, because that's where people consume videos a lot more than they consume articles and things like that. People don't read. They want to watch videos. That's why I do my videos like this, is so that you guys don't have to read. Because let's be honest, you guys don't read my description. You don't go read the links most of the time. You have no interest in any of that. You want me to present the information to you. And then, of course, there's the other flip side. Since YouTube's inception, people have been uploading skate videos, and I was one of the first people doing that. I was putting my little stupid montages on the internet. I've got stuff on my old channel, and PJ's actually supposed to be working on putting sound to one of my old potato cam footage montages, so that I can upload it to my channel so that you guys can see how good I was when I was like 15, 16, which isn't really very good because we never filmed anything all that good, to be perfectly honest with you. But YouTube is really what blew it up. It exposed everybody to skateboarding. And not just YouTube. Obviously, YouTube is just where everything was posted. That's not really, you know, unless you actively go search out skateboarding, you're not going to find skateboarding on YouTube, most likely. It's not going to pop up in your suggestions and things like that. Social media is what did that. Pretty much everybody knows a skateboarder. So they're going to see somebody post a cool video on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or whatever, and that's how it gets out. Nike just happened to enter the skateboarding market around the same time that YouTube was coming out. That's really what happened. When the internet started blowing up is when they hopped on the train. And because they're such a massive company, people made this connection between the two, and they think that all of this is because of Nike, but it's really not. Nike's not the one that got people interested in skateboarding, it's YouTube. And I don't think a lot of people understand that. I think a lot of people legitimately think that skateboarding is big right now because of them, but it's not really big. It's just more in your face because they've got this bigger budget and they can put commercials on like TV. They can afford big advertising budgets. They can do things like that that small companies can't do or wouldn't do because it doesn't really make sense, you know? What sense does it make for America to have a commercial on the Super Bowl? Just doesn't make any sense. That's not their target demographic. So maybe they'd put one on like Fuel TV, whatever the fuck they do now. Oh god, you remember how good Fuel TV used to be with Captain and Casey and skate maps and stuff like that? Now I think it's just UFC. I don't know. I haven't watched the channel in years. It might not even exist anymore. But that was like before YouTube. That's where I got a lot of my skate media from. And before that, you had to have like a local skate shop to find out anything. And at the very least, if you didn't have a local skate shop, you could get like a magazine. But that was, you got one of those a month, maybe two if you were subscribed to multiple magazines. But that's a very, very limited amount of information that you get. Now, you hop on the internet, you can go to any rider's profile on any social media and you can learn about whatever the hell they're doing. And it's this massive overload of information, and everybody can find somebody that fits their lifestyle, somebody that they can really relate to and they can associate with and they can promote and feel good about it because it's somebody that's just like them. And that's part of the problem with these big companies, is that they have like 40 riders on their team. They have no image. They're just a really sterile, like, yeah, the skating is sick, but there's no personality behind it. They don't have an image. There's nothing there. It's, you know, when I was growing up, every company had its image, and that's how you ended up being drawn to a company, was you found the one that fit your image and you supported that. Now, a lot of companies just don't have an image at all, and especially in shoe companies. And part of the reason for that is because people couldn't just fill their little niche anymore, okay? They had to branch out. You know, you don't have guys here, you don't have companies that are just making shoes for hucking yourself down stair sets, and then another company that's just making tech shoes. And you know, you don't have that anymore. You don't have the punk rock vibe, you don't have the hip hop vibe. You do still have that in some companies, but it's not as strong as it used to be. And the big companies, Adidas, Nike, New Balance, they've got none of that. There's no personality within their companies whatsoever. And that's part of what got me into skateboarding, was that you can kind of find this little subsect of a tiny community, and you latch onto that, and those are your people. You know you're going to be able to identify with them. You can look at somebody's board and basically tell what they're about based on the trucks that they're riding, the wheels that they're riding, the shoes and the deck that they've got, maybe the clothes that they're wearing. You can't do that so much anymore because everybody looks exactly the same and everybody's in a skate park. So how do you find the kid that's like a real true skateboarding weirdo? It's really hard to do. And it turns out there aren't many of them left. They're still out there, trust me. I realize that. There's several thousand of you guys watching this video right now. But overall, in the grand scheme of things, those people don't watch my videos. They aren't like us. They're different. They've come from sports. And at first, when when these big companies started like supporting skateboarding, it was kind of cool. It was like, you know, maybe we're gonna get along. Maybe this is our our common ground. You know, this is something that football players can do in the off season, and they're gonna respect our culture and they're gonna stop bullying us, because skateboarders used to get beat up. Not get beat up. Used to get in a lot of fights. Used to have to defend themselves quite frequently just for skateboarding. I couldn't tell you how many fights I got in school just because I was a skateboarder. And that's stupid. It makes no sense whatsoever, but it is something that did happen. It used to happen, and that's not necessarily something that I want to go back to. I appreciate the respect that we've got now, but really, we don't have that much more. Not that much has changed. Yes, there's a lot of money in skateboarding right now, but we're not in any better of a place than we were before. We get to watch some more contests on TV, but really, who fucking cares? Who cares about contests? The pros that are riding in them maybe, but when I go to a contest, I don't even look at it like a contest. I don't care who wins. I just want to see amazing skateboarding. And literally every single contest I've been to, including Street League finals in Newark, New Jersey, I just watched it like it was a demo. Didn't look at the scores. Didn't care, because it didn't matter. It doesn't matter who wins to me. I don't care who gets the car, who gets the check, who gets the girls. That part doesn't matter to me. I want to see amazing skateboarding, and I want to see it done by people that I can relate to. And that just doesn't happen so much anymore. That's what bums me out about skateboarding right now. And I still love the physical act of skateboarding, don't get me wrong. I just don't like the direction that the industry's going. It's not the direction that I would take it in, personally. It's not anything like the skateboarding culture that I entered into. It's changing, and I understand that skateboarding is going to change over time. That's fine. But you Nike wearing pieces of shit, take it over there. Go do your fucking contests. Go be preppy jock. Go be everything that I was trying to be away from when I got into skateboarding. Just stay in the fucking skate park. Leave my favorite companies alone. Let me skate street. And that's it. Okay? You can exist within our culture. Okay? I'm not I'm not so delusional as to think that I'm ever going to get rid of Nike, especially single-handedly, and I know I'm not the only person talking about this, but I am probably one of the only people talking about it as frequently as I do in front of an audience as large as mine, which is not very big. And I'm really hoping that this is going to catch on soon, and I'm seeing more and more pros jump on board. I'm seeing more and more people support what I'm doing, but it's not enough yet. People aren't getting it. They don't understand what's happening, and I can't stop it on my own. So I'm just going to keep making videos until I can get through to more and more people. Sooner or later, people are going to figure it out. Hopefully sooner. But if skateboarding's got to die again, I'm okay with that too. Because honestly, there are a lot of big companies that need to go out of business because they're no longer serving the skateboarding community. And I think the shoe market is going to be where that hits the hardest. I think a lot of our favorite big shoe companies, or used to be big shoe companies, are going to dissolve, and we're going to have smaller companies like Filament and State come in, and they're going to pick up that slack. Hopefully they do a better job of it. Hopefully they stay on board with everything, and hopefully they remain authentic to skateboarding. But there are going to be a lot of changes in the near future, as there have been over the last few years, or last several years rather. The industry's in turmoil right now, and it's all kind of changing and shifting, and there's a lot going on, but don't get it twisted. Nike didn't make this happen. YouTube made this happen. The internet made this happen. It was just explosive growth, and when something grows too fast, when you have too many people coming from outside cultures into this same little subculture, they're going to corrupt it, they're going to change it, they're going to make it their own, and we've got to take it back. That's all there really is to it, and hopefully you guys are on board with that. Hopefully you guys will share this video. Hopefully you'll comment, rate, subscribe, watch the video twice.